Pod Sound School presents Content Jefe, the podcast that helps online business owners make better content and more money. Let's Jefe up.
Well, hey, and welcome to Content Jefe, better content, more money. This podcast is brought to you by Pod Sound School, and I'm Studio Steve, the audio nerd at the Pod Sound School, and your host for this episode. And in this episode, we're going to talk all about batch recording, and I'm going to share with you some high-efficiency content batch recording techniques and methods that you can put to use that will increase the efficiency of your content creation efforts. It will also make sure that you maintain enthusiasm and fun for the grind and the struggle that is the weekly content creation hamster wheel. And it's also going to make sure that you implement strategy into every piece of content that you put out so your content does what it's supposed to do. This is going to be a really fun one. We've got a lot to cover, so we better get to it. So on this episode, we're going to focus mainly on short media or short videos. And the reason that I'm going to focus in on that type of content versus all of the other types of content is because I think currently it's where you can get the biggest bang for your buck or for your efforts, your content creation efforts right now online. And that's because the same piece of content can be shared on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, all of which have algorithms for those pieces of content where they will actually show that content to people that will help you to grab more attention, to generate more leads, to get more followers on all of those channels independently. And when we're talking about short media or short videos, I like to break that up into two categories. The first category is what I call repurposed media, and the second category would be standalone media. So the first category, repurposed media. What I mean by that is grabbing clips from your long format media, like your podcast episodes, your video podcast, or your YouTube videos, and chopping that up into little bite-sized pieces or short videos that can be shared on those three different platforms. This is a really smart way to create content. For example, you could record a video podcast, much like this one, that is a full 20-minute long episode, and then you could give that file to your video editor and ask that they also separate that into some vertical videos and make 5 vertical videos out of that same podcast episode. So then you would have 1 weekly podcast episode and you'd have 5 weekly short videos that you can post every day to those 3 different platforms. And the second category, which is standalone media, this is our preferred method. And that's because the videos that you make this way will generally perform a lot better and are going to have better engagement. So they're actually going to do more for your business over time. And what I mean by standalone is this is where the only purpose of the video is you're looking at either your phone or a really nice camera that's flipped on its side to make vertical videos one by one, which means you are going to be a lot more focused. You're going to have a good hook at the beginning, and you're going to know that that piece of content is only going to be 30 seconds long. So you tend to choose your words a little more wisely, and you tend to sort of condense information more, which in turn will make it easier for your editor and also more enjoyable for short media audiences. Okay, so let's talk about the methods and techniques that you can start to experiment with until you find what is perfect for you. I think the best place to start is with a good content calendar. So the first thing that you would do is decide which platforms you would like to publish content to. And then second, you would decide the publishing frequency on each platform. So for example, let's say that you want to do 20 short videos a month that you can post on those 3 platforms we talked about. And then you want to do 4 podcast episodes a month, either audio or video podcast episodes. And then maybe like us, you also want to put out 4 full-length YouTube videos a month as well. Once you know that, then you can create a really simple content calendar to get you started and keep you organized. A great method here is to create weekly or monthly tables that you could use for the different types of content. So you would create a table for short media. And in that short media table, you'd have different columns, such as video number, video name, or keyword. You would have the publish date, and then a favorite column of mine would be content pillar. Content pillars are a wonderful way to stay strategic and to make sure that your content is doing everything that you want it to do for your business from a marketing standpoint. So some examples of content pillars would be promotion, tips, myths and mistakes, social proof or resources, or personal stories. These are different content pillars that you can cycle through on your content calendar. So back to our shorts calendar again, a great option that is very feasible for a busy online business owner is 20 short videos a month. That's 5 different short videos a week. So a fun tip if you want to create 20 videos all in one recording session is to set up one camera shot, one nice background, one lighting setup. Maybe you have your podcast microphone, and then you can select 5 different outfits or looks that you want to have. And that could even be another column you add to your monthly content table. So outfit number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is an example. What's really cool here is then you can actually mix up the order of when you're wearing the outfits. So video number 1 would be outfit number 1, but then video number 6, you would be wearing outfit number 1, and then video 11, you wear outfit number 1, and video 17, you wear outfit number 1. This illustrates that while you're wearing outfit number 1, you record 5 different videos, but those videos can have different published dates so that you're not wearing the same outfit in 5 videos in a row on your feed. The other thing with your production here is just to keep it simple. You don't have to have a different shot, a different background, a different outfit every single short video. It's best just to keep it simple, do one setup with your camera, and then you can switch things up by how you approach the camera, how you move around a little bit on the camera, and then like I mentioned, how you can change outfits a few times throughout your whole shooting day. We're always trying to strike that balance between quality and high output or quantity. And now this transitions perfectly to the last part of the episode, which is where the reality sets in after we're recording all of this content, that we're going to need some help in the editing department if we're going to be able to continue to do this every month. Editing 20 short videos, 4 podcast episodes, and 4 YouTube videos in a month would leave very little time for anything else but editing. You're just going to be an editor. So this is really a necessary expense for any business owner. And I'd recommend that you start with a podcast editor first because they are a touch more affordable than a video editor. And then very quickly find a video editor that can do all of your video editing for you. We have had great results ourselves with Upwork, and there are many other places that you can find excellent video editors online that are very talented. And then here would be a great place while you're working with your video editor to go to that same content table and add another column that says upload date. And this upload date would be your deadline for when you have to have the files uploaded for your editor. And it's a good practice here to stay at least a week, if not 2 weeks ahead of your editor. But of course, there are many of us that are just starting out as online business owners where it really is not in our budget to spend $30 or $50 for a single short video and then $100 minimum for a podcast episode or a couple $100 for a full-length YouTube video. We simply don't have a couple $1,000s a month that we can put into that expense right now. So we are going to have to learn to edit it ourselves. So here we're going to need to get very efficient at editing and choose editing and audio video solutions that are intuitive, easy to learn, but allow us to create shortcuts and move at lightning fast speeds. And we don't want to just sort of be guessing and creating bad habits and teaching ourselves how to use these apps. There are a ton of YouTube videos and even online courses, such as the ones we offer for audio editing, that can get you up and running in a professional way so that you're not wasting time with bad habits in the post-production process. And this is where batch recording would then move into the next smart and simple way to create content, and that would be batch editing. So you batch record everything in one day, and then maybe over 3 or 4 additional days, you would do the editing. With that, if you're doing your own editing, you could crunch it down into a week's worth of work to put out a whole month of free content. And that leaves you 3 weeks throughout the rest of the month to work on all of the other critical departments of your business. So that's it for me today. Hopefully this rang some bells for you. Hopefully you're going to get organized if you're sloppy and all over the place, and you're going to get yourself into a simple content calendar, content table that you can make on Google Docs and share with your video editor and share with all of your other team members. Get organized, start experimenting with batch recording, and you're gonna find yourself enjoying the process of creating content that much more. And you're gonna see that the more strategy you implement into your content, the more results you're gonna have from your content. And that's really why we're creating content in the first place. So until next episode, put on your most confident outfit and Jefe up.